So, are you a chronic planner abandoner? Do you buy a planner with the best intentions only to use it for a day or two and then let it collect dust on a shelf somewhere? If this sounds familiar, don't worry, you're not alone. Many people struggle to stick with a planner, but there's a simple DIY planner hack that can help you stay on track. So in this video, I'm going to show you a crazy simple DIY planner hack if you feel like you're a chronic planner abandoner. So let's get into it. Okay, so I like to share tips here on things that work for me, and then also tips here on things that maybe I'm not using. This is the case for that. I don't feel like I'm a chronic planner abandoner, but I want to share with you a quick DIY planner hack that you can implement for yourself if you feel like that is you. Okay, and it's super, super simple. All right, so I have some inserts in here that I feel like are gonna work best for this hack, but you don't have to use inserts. You can literally use a notebook for this and that will work just as well. So I feel like the best layout for this particular hack is the horizontal layout, okay? This layout is going to be just the perfect solution for what I'm getting ready to show you. Again, it is so simple, so don't feel like you need all the things. Again, this video is designed for those who typically abandon their planners, and so if you develop some sort of complicated planner setup system, then this is not going to work for you, okay? So the first thing that you're going to do is create a to-do list, and you're going to do everything in the planner layout, okay? So let's say you're on a Monday, you can date it. Of course, you want to know what date it is. You can decorate it if you want, but again, this is designed for those who abandon their planners, and sometimes when you add the stickers and all those other things, you tend to abandon your planner, okay? So pull out a page. If that works for you, you could also write in the planner. And we're going to talk about the monthly a little bit later in this video because I do think that the monthly layout is beneficial for using as well and could work well with this. Again, we don't want to overcomplicate anything. So let's say the date is, just as an example, let's say it's the 13th. Okay, so again, you can date it there because you want to see what the date is. Okay, and again, we're creating a to-do list. So you want to start by creating a list in today's block. This is considered a block of everything you need to get done. Okay, whether it's doing the dishes or running an errand or calling your doctor, etc. You want to write all of that down in that particular block. Okay, even include tasks that you know won't happen that day. So list as many things as necessary to compile your entire to-do list into one master list. Okay, so how that would look for me is just literally writing down everything I know needs to be done on that particular day. Okay, again, we are going to use our monthly too. So for me, I would write all the things out in my monthly first, and that's going to give me a good idea of what I know needs to be done. So you want to consider your monthly things that are not like, anniversaries, events like that, special events. You don't want to do that. You just want a to-do list. And so if that involves looking at your monthly to see what involves, what may be involved in completing a specific task or event, like let's say you have an anniversary and you need to buy a card. So then of course you'd want to write that in if you know that's going to occur within the week. Again, since the event is not on Monday, it may be on a Saturday or Sunday, you'll need to buy that. So you just want to write that in. So again, this is just for the sake of showing you guys how you would do this process. So let's say we needed to buy a card. Again, you could add a little dot sticker there. You could do a little dot here or a square here if you wanted, just to make it look more decorative. So let's put buy card. And so this is going to act as a master to-do list. Okay, and let's say that's for a specific person. You could put that person's name in. Okay, and then schedule a doctor's appointment. Now that I do need to do so, I'm just writing it in. Okay, and you could use it, you could half it if you want and do a list here and a list here if you want. If you have some additional things and just writing it on these lines here aren't enough, you need a little bit of extra space. Okay, and then I'm going to do study for meeting. Okay, and then I'm just going to continue to write in some things. I mean, I do love this method. So I did consider doing this method at some point because I thought maybe it would help me. So I tried it out for a little bit, and I just feel like I do need a little bit more to my planner. I don't mind keeping up with all the things, all the stickers, all the layouts and all of that. That's just where I'm at right now. But I know there are some of you out there who may have gotten discouraged with using your planner, and so you just give up on it because you feel like it's just too complicated. And so this system here is going to show you that it doesn't have to be that complicated, okay? So I do have an Amazon return that I need to put the label on it and get it out the door. And then I have a card for Naya. I knew there was a person I needed to buy a card for. Okay, and then schedule teacher conferences. All right, and volunteer for the book fair. So again, remember, you're just dumping everything out here, okay? Every single thing you can think of. And this isn't just every single thing that you can think of for the month. This is everything you can think of in general that you know needs to be done in a certain time, you know, in a relatively soon time period. You don't want to put like long-term things, you know, you just want to put things that you know that need to be done. They just may not have a date assigned to them, okay? And then Addison's passport. Again, you see how I'm doing another side because I know that I didn't have enough space on that one side, and you could even line it out if you want, but I don't feel the need to do that. Okay, and then pack for Addison because she's heading to Nana's. Okay, oh, and then I need to get a Pioneer application. Okay, so that's how it would look. Again, you just literally dump out all of your to-do list task items that have been in your head, that are somewhere written down, because this is your master to-do list, okay? So once you've done this, then as the day goes along, you want to check things off as you're getting them done. Remember, there's nothing else in any of these other boxes to distract you. It's just literally only in one block of time here. So as you're completing the task, you want to go ahead and just check them off as you're doing them. Okay, so don't be a stickler or get in your feelings about how many you were able to check off. The point here is to just check off and do as much as possible. Okay, that's the point here. You want to be able to attack this to-do list. All right, it's not here for no reason. Okay, so throughout the day, check off each task as you complete it. At the end of the day, any unfinished tasks receive an arrow and a highlight, or an arrow or a highlight. It's up to you with how you want to do that. So let's say you weren't able to complete this task. You want to put an arrow next to it, okay? Doesn't matter if you go into the margin. Remember, if you are a planner abandoner, you probably don't really care too much about neatness right now. Eventually that will come. You just want to be able to plan effectively so that you could start to accomplish things that you need to accomplish. Okay, so that's kind of how that would look. And again, if you want to highlight it, you can, and that will make it stand out even more. So you want to do this at the end of the day. You don't want to do this too early on because you want to be able to really clearly identify what task you weren't able to do for that particular day. Okay, and so this is how it would look if you highlighted it. Okay, so you see how simple that is? At the beginning of the day, you're writing down all of your tasks that you know you want to do, okay? At the end of the day, you're highlighting and putting an arrow next to the things you weren't able to complete. Pretty simple, right? Okay, so the next step in the process is that you want to rewrite the tasks. So rewrite the same task that you were not able to complete on the next day of the to-do list. So that means that any unfinished tasks from the previous day are going to appear at the top of the list for the following day. Then you can add to that list as well. Okay, so in essence, you're going to rewrite your to-do list every day using a daily checklist planner, which is what this is. It only takes a few minutes, as you guys saw, but it's going to ensure that everything you need to do is right in front of you. So this method eliminates the possibility of forgetting to do something because you're literally rewriting the task every single day until you finally complete it. All right, so you would just look at the things that you weren't able to complete. Okay, and you're going to write it next day. And again, you can add to it as well. So if you think of anything else, go ahead and write it in. And there may be some things on this list that are more urgent than others. So like for me, this study for meeting, I have to do that before Tuesday. Okay, so you could put an exclamation mark if you want to, just to signify how urgent it is. It's up to you if you want to identify that or not. And so that's going to help me to know that this is something that I need to do like ASAP. Okay, it really should be done on that Monday. Okay, so just finish writing in all the things. We're not highlighting anything. We're just continuing to write that list from the previous day. Oh, I'm so sorry, y'all. See, that's what happens with me. I get into a groove of things and I forget that I'm not writing anything that was checked off. Okay? So I apologize for that. I don't need to write those two things because I checked them off. Again, this is just hypothetical, just, to show you as an example. But you wouldn't write any of the things that you checked off. You'd only write the things that are highlighted and that have an arrow next to them, okay? All right, so let's continue on. Okay, and that needs to have an exclamation too. And let's say I wanted to add something to it. This could even be things you need to buy from the grocery store. So if you needed to buy milk or anything like that, you could do that. You're just dumping everything out. That's the beauty of this. Okay, and remember you want to go through the same process that you just went through, okay? So by this time, on this day, you know everything that wasn't able to be completed on the previous day. And then the next day, you should start to tackle this new to-do list, okay? And remember, things that from the previous day that you weren't able to complete are at the top because you wrote them on the first day. And so when you transfer them over, it's going to put those items first. Okay, and then we've added new items down here that we need to do as well. You want to do the same thing that you did for the previous day. Also, remember, we talked about this earlier, but don't list special events like anniversaries or things like that in this planner section. You're going to use your monthly layout for that, okay? I know that we said that I was going to mention that as well. So you want to list anything like that. I use my at-a-glance pages and then I bring them over into my monthly layout. And so that way I know all of those events. So I keep all of that on my monthly layout because I need to be able to see all of my appointments. Remember, when it comes to this checklist planning style, it's not any appointments. It's only just actual task list items, okay? So I write all of that here just because I still need to see that. And then again, when it comes to the layout, it's going to be in the next page after this. So then that's when this will come into play, okay? So just keep note of that. You don't use that. You're not using this for those type of appointments and special events. You're using your monthly layout, or you could even use a separate planner for that if you want. So additionally, it may be also a good idea to put special events on a digital calendar. I do that as well. Like if I know there's something that we're planning on attending, typically it's going to be on the weekend, then I also go ahead and put it in a digital calendar. So you could do that as well. So that way you can set a reminder and you don't forget about it. Okay. All right. So again, you still want to have a monthly calendar, but this is so awesome for those who just need a basic planning style and don't need all of the things, but still want to be able to track all of your appointments and to-dos. So that way you can stay on track with those and make sure those are getting done. Okay. So again, we would do the same process. So let's say I was able to do this, and this. And the key to this also is that you should be checking things off, because what's going to happen is that you're going to get so annoyed with having to rewrite the same task over and over again that you're just going to be sick of it. You're going to be sick of writing it. Okay. And so that's the kind of a purpose of this too, is that you're going to keep transferring. Hopefully by the end of the week, none of these initial things will be on here. There can be some of the stuff because again, you're going to be adding day by day. But the idea here is that you should be chipping away at a lot of it. And then day by day, as you continue to rewrite the same thing, you're going to end up prioritizing it because you're going to be so tired of rewriting the same, appointment over and over and over again. You're going to ask yourself, what's wrong with me? Why am I not completing this task? And you're going to make it a priority. Okay. So this method is pretty genius. Okay. And then again, let's just say that the rest of everything you weren't able to complete, you're going to put an arrow next to it just so you know to push it. And then I think sometimes over the course of the day, you do know when you're not going to be able to complete something. So you can go ahead and push it a little prematurely, but I wouldn't recommend it. Okay. And then you're going to highlight it. Or again, you can, I wasn't supposed to highlight that. You can just put an arrow next to it, or you can just highlight it. It's up to you with how you want to do this. I think I'm just going through it too fast because it really should be simple. It shouldn't take too much time for me to explain this to you, but y'all know I'm long-winded, okay? And then you're going to repeat the process the next day, okay? So again, hopefully by the end of the week, this list will start to dwindle down more and more and more, and that's the key. All right, so that's it, you guys. That is it. This is a pretty simple video. I tried to keep it under 10-15 minutes because I think it's just such a simple way of planning. So by creating that daily checklist, transferring unfinished tasks to the following day, which I like to call migrating, you can call it whatever you want, and then marking off completed items, you're going to have a straightforward planner system that's going to work for you, and it will hopefully keep you from planner abandonment. We don't want planner abandonment. We want you to stick with this planner system because it really does work. You developed this system, you picked out a planner and you bought it, and you all of that stuff for a reason, because you wanted to get your life in order. So don't abandon your planner. Just try some different techniques that may work out for you a little bit better than what you've been doing. Try different layouts. Just shake it up, mix it up until you find something that works for you. All right. So I hope that helps you guys. Again, this is so simple. As you can see, it's literally just pen to paper with a highlighter. So if this is something that speaks for you, then use this method by all means. Again, y'all know Fancy Plans Co. has got all the inserts available to you. So if you're looking for a clean horizontal layout, that's where this is from. So let me know what you guys think of this method. I would love to hear from you guys. I also would love it if you give me a like on this video. If you enjoyed it, comment below. That really does help me in the algorithm, and I read all of your comments. So thanks for watching. I hope that you'll consider subscribing to my channel if you're new here, and come on back and watch another video, in which case I'll see you guys then.